Hey, what's up guys? A quick disclaimer here that this video has a lot of static, especially users wearing headphones. So I want you to be mindful of that prior to listening to this video, but we decided to keep it anyways because Pocketnow is a friend of Android Authority and we've been planning this video for a very, very long time. So hopefully you enjoy it and please accept our sincerest apologies for the static. Enjoy.
Whether ready or not, it's Josh Rivera from Android Authority. What's going on, everybody? And I know a lot of you out there are probably really loving the video right now because you see who's in the middle between me and Lanh over there. We got Pocketnow in the house, Michael Fisher and Jaime Rivera. I'm gonna go ahead and hand the mic on over to you guys, and you can just sort of give our viewers a little bit about yourselves, a little bit of info, especially for the few, the very, very few, I'm sure, who may not know who you guys are. And if you did. Oh, he's the actor?
Yeah.
He's the one who extra'd for Robert Downey Jr., is that right?
It was a photo double, but it was essentially, I'm a recovering actor, Josh. Okay. No, I would say, Jaime would call me Pocketnow's lead review device hoarder, but I suppose I do most of our video content. And Jaime hangs out in Honduras, wanting more Bluetooth headsets, is that right?
Thank you, I appreciate it.
Just hanging out?
I'm still waiting.
Jaime is on your screens every day, actually, on the Pocketnow Daily, bringing you a 3-minute news show that I quite like every time I watch it, which is about once a month, right?
Exactly.
Pocketnow Weekly every week, and that's about what we do. We talk about mobile technology just like you do, Josh.
Beautiful.
It's lovely.
It's worth mentioning that right before this video was here, we were chumming it up. I'm sure that there was a little bit of footage of that already. And then the moment I hand Michael the mic, he gets all professional and he sounds exactly like his videos. That's every single time.
Extremely uncommon.
Yeah.
It is extremely uncommon.
Normally I'm just dropping F-bombs and driving badly.
Exactly.
in Las
In
Vegas.
addition to snoring and
Yes.
ordering bad coffee.
Oh man, we are competitive snorers. I'm not sure if you do that, but it's a lot of fun.
No one has been, okay.
Set up the decibel meter and try.
Well, the fact that no one has told me tells me either I'm really bad or really good.
Everyone's
so.
just afraid to hurt your feelings, but that's okay.
I'm probably sure.
I like you a lot.
Oh, well, thank you, Mike. The feeling is mutual, especially between our two respective channels.
Agreed.
We have Lanh over here, and yes, he did. We were able to go out and see, and yes,
Come on.
this is the first time Jaime
on.
has seen the hair.
That is CES photo, right there.
Or
Right
a video even.
Yeah, we had that on our first recap video. Actually, we're here at CES video, and it got a lot of great feedback. You know what? We're gonna take this time then. There's got to be a story behind it aside from you just coming here.
I want to hear that.
What is the story behind that? Because it also says 2015 back there. So tell us about that.
I mean, I already said it several times. It's my dream. It was my dream to come to this show, and this is, you guys already know. I've said it a couple times already. It's my first time here, and I wanted to make it special by doing something different, and that's the whole reason behind, the CES on the side of my head and the 2015 on the other side. So
I need a haircut. I need a haircut, dude.
Yeah.
I need to follow your example.
Yeah, we'll all get one next year. Yeah.
Starting with Michael.
But yeah, that was really the whole idea behind it. It was just I wanted to make my first time, memorable and special in some way, and I figured, why not get it cut on the side of my head? So, and I have a really good barber, so I trusted him. And the funny thing is, like, when he cut the 2015 on the side of my head, he actually put 2014, so he had to fix it. Yeah, it says 2015, but he did an awesome job. Yeah, he had. I was scared for a minute, so, but it turned out good. So that's really the story behind it, though.
That's the man, dude.
All right.
Can I just? That's an awesome story because I think we can all remember a time in our lives before we covered this stuff, and if you were me, you read everyone else covering this stuff, and you thought like, man, I must be the biggest weirdo in the world for wanting to go to like a trade show. But I was so enamored of CES in particular that I totally feel you on that. I think it's really cool that you expressed it that way. So that's awesome, man.
Yeah, well, absolutely, and we had a pretty eventful day already. I'm not sure how your guys' day went. I mean, you were able to go see those TVs that you wanted to see so much over at Sony, the Android 4K Bravias. That's awesome. I actually had a really interesting run-in with Fuhu. You know Fuhu? They create the Nubi, N-U-B-I, if I remember correctly.
I thought you were talking about the clothing designer.
Not Fubu, yeah, right? That's what we thought for a second too. But they make these tablets that are for adolescents from infant age all the way to preteen age.
Okay.
And their focus is improving education for all kids. Rather than just have a manufacturer create like a parent mode, they created a whole ecosystem around the education of a child. And I thought that was amazing. And we were able to take a look at that for a little while. Yeah, it was really awesome. But what has your guys' day been like so far? And even, this is today is the actual start of CES, but we've been at this for about 2-3 days now.
3 days.
How has your guys' experience been so far?
Experience for the show is easier to answer because days are not really, you know how it is. I don't know what today is relative to yesterday.
Yeah.
But we have been really, really, really excited and really, really disappointed.
Yeah.
And
But it happens every CES.
it happens at every trade show for that matter.
But it's specifically what we cover. We focus on mobile. The problem is CES is not really a mobile show. That's going to happen 2 months from now. And that's really the issue. I try to not to be so picky about CES because this is really the whole banana, not just mobile. It's got everything, vehicles, it's got TVs.
Right.
It's got everything, and a lot of people cover more than just mobile. And then that's the reason why I'm like, okay, there's a lot of innovation, probably not what we're looking for, makes it a little difficult for us, but so far, I like what I've seen in the show.
And it's always interesting when like people who do not make a specifically mobile product would like you to cover their product because it has a mobile element. And sometimes that's too much of a stretch, but sometimes it's really, really cool. Like just outside of our frame, we have a, how do you pronounce it? Sous vide?
Yeah, Sous Vide by Anova.
Yes. And I was, it's not our beat, so I was ignoring it until someone started shouting at me from it.
Yeah.
And I realized it was my first employer, the very first person to give me money for professional voiceover work that had hired me in 2005.
Are you serious?
A decade ago.
Are
Yeah.
you serious?
Small world. So this is why CES is cool
Wow.
too. It's like, well, you said it. Small world.
Small world. And that's exactly what it is. I mean, a lot of us here have, I guess Nicole from Mobile Geeks, one of our good friends, called it a solitary existence, where we kind of work for what we work for, but it usually is just our own existence. And then we get to hang out with our friends, you know? That's what shows like this are like, you know? Lanh, you know, this is your first CES, and, you know, by the way, on behalf of everyone, congratulations for coming. And, you know, if it was your dream, you're living it, and I hope that it's been working out just fine for you. But, you know, yeah, like you've been meeting all of these people that you've only seen on computer screens. How's that experience been for you, man?
It's kind of surreal in a way because I'm like, Michael Fisher's right here, Jaime's right here, and I just fist bumped him. It's like,
And he's shorter than me?
yeah, I wasn't expecting that. It's just, I don't know. It's almost kind of like I'm starstruck in a way because I watch these guys and I look up to these guys. So it's cool. Like even you, I've told you before. You know, like I watched your videos before I even was a part of Android Authority. So for me to even be a part of the team, it's crazy for me. You know, because like I mean, you know the story of how I applied for Android Authority. I just shot off an email just on a whim. I didn't think anything of it.
And you want to know a true story?
Yeah.
We all did the same.
Yeah.
For sure, man.
We all did the same. We had nothing to lose.
Yeah, that's pretty much how I thought of it too. So,
Great. Well, and you know it's great. And honestly, you've been doing an amazing job here, and I've seen you guys' work as well. Like really, like I said in the last video when we were with Dom and Marco, we're killing it out here. Honestly, we're killing it. And CES has been
our best.
Yeah, and CES has been pretty good to us. Now, speaking of CES, this is what I wanted to move into. Now, we already heard from you, Lanh, yesterday that the 4K TVs from Sony are your favorite thing so far. I want to ask you guys, what's the best thing you've seen so far?
Sorry, the actor.
Well, I was going to say Jaime's answer is mine, so
Yeah.
we're going to steal each other's thing, but I'll say it. The G Flex 2.
Oh, really? There you go.
From LG. I was a big fan of the original G Flex. It is my show phone now that the BlackBerry Classic has given up. And
Whoa! How did that happen?
I ran out of data on our review SIM card, which is fine. That was a great network, US Mobile. But also I got tired of using a platform that could not support the kind of traffic we needed to send to one another.
I was surprised you survived.
Yeah, but you know what? I will have more thoughts on it later. I don't want to take up the floor talking about it, but then I've got the Lumia 1020, but I use the G Flex because it lasts so long and because it has a lot of wonderful features that help me out at CES.
For sure.
And the G Flex 2 is nothing but a honing and a reinforcement of everything good about this and a reduction of everything that was really kind of underwhelming.
Quick thought. Flatten the G Flex 2 and it's a 1+1.
Yeah, right. Except with a Snapdragon
Except with
810
the-
and a
yeah,
self-healing
Except with
encoding and, you know.
the invitation system and we don't have enough phones to ship system and everything.
Well, I meant design-wise. Okay, like,
Oh,
you notice the top and bottom. That's what I'm saying.
No, totally. There are some keen similarities between the two.
Jaime, how about you, man?
G Flex 2. You know, I wish I would have seen. It's not because it's the only flagship that got launched at this event. It's not because of that. I've been an LG fan since the G2. I mean, forget about the design. I was probably a little disappointed in the design and the UI, but the battery life. It's like what's important for me. It's autonomy. It's reliability. And I feel that the G2 did a really good job. And then when I moved to the G3, I was a little bit. The camera wasn't that good. And then the design wasn't as edgy or as it didn't defy anything like the G2 did. And then I know. in the case of the G Flex 2, I did not like it at all.
Too big, was it?
It was going to be too many things. It didn't have a defined focus. And then the G Flex 2 just comes out and it refined. It's like the Tesla of smartphones for me. Whoa. Honestly.
That's high praise.
It's futuristic. It's futuristic. It's well designed. And they focus on the things that matter. They didn't go for 2K displays. Do you really even care about that? Can you really notice the difference? I mean, for me, the over-sharpening on the G3 was a disappointment. So for me, for the G Flex 2 to be, the essentials, a good display, good battery life, hopefully. We have to test that.
We'll see. It's a smaller battery.
Ergonomics, hopefully. Durability, hopefully. We have to test all these things. Your drop test. That's what's going to play it all. I'm looking forward to watching your drop test.
If we do that, like it hasn't been something that we've done for a little while, but I wouldn't be surprised if we did for that, honestly.
Perverse pornography.
Oh, coming from the guy who put the G Flex in a bag and started shaking the crap out of it.
I didn't like it. I was forced to do it.
And you think I like dropping phones?
Yeah.
Oh God.
I think you're the latest.
You do it for a living. You do it for a living. Come on.
Well, we're in total agreement here. I do believe that the G Flex 2 is probably best in show, or at least top 5 at the most. But honestly, ergonomics I think is already kind of, the jury's not even out for that. I think it's a great feeling phone.
A lot for ergonomics. Yeah.
Absolutely. And the curved display is the only thing that I think, aside from like a 2K screen, that actually proves itself to the usage of the user. A 2K screen, you can't really prove that that's actually really useful to somebody. Yeah. Right. So that's the thing. Lanh, your 4K Bravias, are those still your answer for the thing?
Yeah, that's still my answer, because I saw them again today, and they're so freaking sweet. I mean, you gotta see how.
Even if none of us combined can afford them.
I don't care if I can't afford them. I'm just gonna enjoy them while they're right here.
Right.
I mean, they're so thin. It's crazy. It's crazy how thin they are. I mean, Sony even made that a point when they said it's thinner than the Xperia smartphones, but it's thinner than a lot of smartphones.
That was a taller.
Have we confirmed that?
Yeah, like I held up, or I had Kevin hold up his Xperia next to it, and I even had one of the Sony guys there. He said it's 4.9 inch or 4.9 millimeters thin. So it's crazy. Yeah.
No, I did have a chance to look at them, and it's just technology is becoming inconspicuous. Sorry, too much wine. Inconspicuous, and I like that. I like the fact that it's becoming invisible.
Yeah.
And that's really the point. You don't really look at a wall anymore. It's your flat screen TV right there, and you're actually enjoying your experience. That's really what you're looking for.
Yeah.
You don't really like. Sure, we come from the geek days where we like gadgets, but we like the fact that they're becoming less and less predominant, and it's all about the experience, not necessarily about what's providing it.
Yeah.
That's really what I like.
I want it to be big old chunky.
I know. I know.
All right. So I'm not running, not like last night where I was running out of space on the card. I have plenty of space on here.
Running out of time.
Well, maybe so, but I did want to say this. What I was going to say was our viewers are not complaining at all. We got Android Authority and Pocketnow in the same video. Come on now. But with that in mind, with in mind that we do have a little bit of time left here, people are kind of rolling out just a little bit. Biggest disappointment so far at CES. I'm really looking forward to this. I'm going to hand the mic to you, and you guys just have fun.
I was slated to see. I'm not going to say the brand name because I'm going to trash them, but I was slated to see a wearable today, that was going to sort of redefine my perception of a really solid wearable. I'm not going to do it. It was much smaller than a smartwatch. It was arguably more useful in certain situations, and it may well be all those things. But to be frank, we were promised a working prototype, and I went all across Las Vegas to find, not really, I went a quarter of the way across Las Vegas in rush hour traffic. Anyway, I left this place to go to a different place.
You know the Strip is only a small portion of Las Vegas, though.
Yeah, man. I traveled a great long ways to find a block of resin that was non-functional. It was a mock-up unit, and that was a big, big frustration because this could have been a really cool thing. And so that was a disappointment for me. I'm not ready to say what the finished product disappointment is. I have yet to see things that we're going to look at. But maybe Jaime has an idea of what that might be for us. I don't know.
I don't know. It's hard for me to declare a disappointment. There are so many. Again, the cool thing about CES is there's a lot of innovation behind it. There's a lot of purpose for it. Some of the products here are vaporware. They will never reach the market. We know that for the longest time. But then again, I guess companies like, for example, Samsung. I was expecting for a company that's making a comeback, that's trying to make a comeback, good point, to at least bring something to this show. This is the market that makes Samsung what it is, and yet we got mid-tiered and lower-tiered phones. But then again, the problem is CES is more than just about phones. They do TVs, they do everything, so probably it's because of our scope that they disappoint me, not necessarily...
Which is why I take it with a grain of salt, honestly.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. MWC, that's going to be the show.
Yeah.
That's going to be the show indeed.
Well, Lanh, I don't remember what your answer was last night. Oh, no, you weren't there. That's right. What is your biggest disappointment of CES so far?
I'm going to have to, because I think you mentioned it in one of our recap videos, I'm going to have to go with NVIDIA, just because the chip, it's awesome. We know it's a powerful chip.
And text.
Yeah, on paper.
That's true.
But historically, we haven't seen NVIDIA chips in a ton of devices. It'd be one or two, and then it's just...
For a reason, the Tegra 3 was such a disappointment, I feel OEMs became skeptical about it.
Yeah, that's true, I suppose. But I don't know, it's just... I want to see their chips in more products, and then the whole thing with the parking, the autonomous car, it's just the way they presented it, like you said, it just wasn't presented in a fashion that got everybody excited about it. So I would say that's probably my biggest letdown.
How about you, Joe?
For me, it was the same thing. It was NVIDIA because I was there 2 years. The first ever event I did for Android Authority, press conference that is, was NVIDIA 2 years ago when Jensen Huang accidentally called Shield Project Thor. And it was hilarious. But the thing is, after that, it turned out to be an amazing press conference, and the Shield was an amazing product. I'm a big fan of the Shield tablet, by the way. I'm sure our viewers know. But the thing is, this time around, automotive technology, which is kind of the story of CES in certain ways, it's been the focus. They presented it in a way that honestly, it almost put us to sleep. It really did. Don't get me wrong, there were plenty of people in that press conference that were right there with them. They knew what teraflops meant, for example. But the rest of us who were here for different focuses, the Tegra X1 was a great announcement. We were expecting to hear something like, oh, look how fast this tablet goes. The X1 will change the game. And then they put it in a car. And then they showed us 4 videos over and over again of a car parking on its own. And that car took 2 miles an hour. It took so long for it to park. It wasn't necessarily the release that was bad. It was just the way it was presented.
Yeah.
But
The problem is the way.
I'm about to say, actually, I was about to sign off. We've definitely put a little bit of a longer video there, but I'm sure a lot of you guys don't mind because we have a great group of people over here. We've actually been buddies for a little while, so it's great for us to finally get a video together that is even at this length. No one cares. You guys love it. I know. We do too. So.
And thank you very much for having us. By the way, Jeff.
Absolutely, man.
And we'll see you on the podcast this Thursday.
Yes, Pocketnow Weekly this week. Make sure you stay tuned. But nonetheless, thank you guys so much for coming. Let's have a quick cheers over here. Lanh had a water bottle. Let's get that water bottle over here. Make sure you guys stay tuned to Android Authority and Pocketnow. You'll see their links down in the description. Oh, Kevin Tech Ninja popping in like a ninja. Make sure you stay tuned to Android Authority for all the best coverage, and Pocketnow as well. We're killing it here at CES 2015. Keep it tuned here because we are your source for CES 2015.